Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Jono's Compost Travels from Austria. Austria is an interesting country, amazing infrastructure, roads, 8 million people and over 300 compost plants. Less than 3% of all their waste, including organic waste, go to landfill, and they have a massive number of anaerobic and digestion systems, energy systems as well. Very high environmental standards. For instance, in agriculture, 170 kilos of nitrogen is all you can apply to your system for the entire year. So talked about recycling. They have actually a 5-bin recycling system. So what's not included here is green, and everyone knows how to use it. I visited Vienna's composting plant this week. So it takes 75% of 1.6 million people's food and green waste. It also has a biogas plant which takes all the food waste from industry. Incredibly clean, no contamination with plastic. And when I asked the people about how they achieve this, they said education is the key. So starting with kids, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. So this business here has an 8-week composting cycle, screens it to 10 millimetres, all classifies as organic inputs and goes to urban and to agriculture as well. You can see here it's a small site, only 4.5 hectares, or 4.5 acres, sorry, but processes 120,000 tonne of food waste per year. Also visited Comptech this week, had a look at their plants in both Austria and Slovenia. Very impressive businesses, very high QA standards, getting into robotics just for repeatability and reliability, and had a look at their assembly line here pictured in Slovenia. Also was hosted this week by Compost Systems, another very interesting Austrian company. This plant here is the Sayringer plant. This is a really interesting plant in that it uses accelerated composting, I suppose you'd call it, where windrow compost is placed over, you can see here, that trench, which is an aerated system, so air is forced through the windrow constantly. So it takes a lot less time to compost, and they equate one windrow turn to half an hour's worth of aeration in the system, so getting a massive amount. They can positively and negatively aerate it as well. Really good quality compost. You can see here a remote temperature probe, which is really interesting. So environmental standards in all of Austria and Europe has driven this, so for record keeping. And they used a Compost Systems tractor mounted windrow turner, which just turns from one windrow into the next, and also sitting on an aerated channel. Nice quality compost. It's composted somewhere in between 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the time of year and the amount of maturity. A lot of compost in Austria is blended with sand going to urban end users because they can get a higher return for it, but still valued in agriculture as well. Visited a very small plant in Austria this week as well. So this is the Hofer plant, and the Hofers only process about 2,500 tonnes of urban and grain. They have a contract for 3 local towns, and he picks it up in this small trailer himself. He has quite a long composting period of anywhere from 2 to 6 months. It's done with windrow. And at the end of it, he gets quite a nice product. And here you can see he uses tarpaulins or a breathable fleece to keep water out and also protect it a little bit in winter. He sells his compost to both urban and ag streams. Can get about €20, so about 25 Aussie dollars for agriculture, but he can get 50 euros plus for urban, so that's where most of the compost goes. Higher returns when it's mixed with sand as well. Hoffers were also farmers, so he had to take on another income stream, so that's how he got into composting. So pictured here is his 24 beef cows that are shedded inside all year round, and he has 24 hectares of land that he grows grass to feed his cows. So pretty interesting production systems. So in all, Austria's been a really interesting country. I'm now starting my journey in Germany, and I will report to you next week from there. Thanks a lot. See you.